video, we want to talk about what you need to keep in mind when you're traveling, and when you live in the countryside, in a small place, and your dog got puppies. There are a lot of things you need to keep in mind, which we didn't, and because of this, and also a heavy storm, Kirk, it was very stressful. In the beginning of the year, we planned a trip to Asia, like 2 weeks vacation. Wanted to go to Singapore and Thailand. We already booked the flights in January. And we were talking, a friend who was visiting us in March about our plans. And she said, when she was staying here in like the lodge, like, oh, no worries, guys. I will come here. I will be super happy to stay here with Bonnie in the tiny house. I would love this. It would be like pure relaxation. And we're like, okay, nice. So we already got somebody who would take care of the tiny house and Bonnie. Yeah, but then Bonnie got pregnant.
Yeah, that was not really part of her plan mainly. And we didn't know. We tried to get Bonnie pregnant a couple of times previous years, didn't work. So we had quite low expectations on this, but this time it worked, right? Which is amazing. We got the puppy and it's super cool. But now my friend would need to stay here with Bonnie pregnant and 2 puppies.
Not Bonnie pregnant anymore, but 2
Oh yeah,
puppies.
not Bonnie pregnant.
No, but she said, no, no worries, guys. We'll be all good. We'll be fine. And we're like, okay, good, nice. Everything covered. And when we traveled, the puppies already were like a bit over a month old. So they started to run around, play, fight with each other. It's just a bit more mess. So the day of our travel came close and we told our friends like, hey, it's better if you're a bit earlier here. And she's like, yeah, no worries. I will arrive one day earlier. She did, but in the middle of the night. And then we faced the first problem, how to get here. Because it's difficult. Usually we recommend our friends to take a train from Porto, go to Valencia, and there we pick them up. But since she arrived so late, there was no train going anymore. And she decided to get a car to drive here. And she arrived middle of the night.
Middle of the night, like 3 a.m.
We slept and set an alarm to pick her up again. Because she also couldn't come here to the land, but only to the street, because it was already like beginning of October, so this means it starts to rain a lot. And in the summer, the earth was so dry and it was a lot like powder. And when it rains, it starts to get muddy. So you cannot go to the land with every car, but you need to 4x4.
So after picking up my friend, we tried to fall asleep afterwards. We tried to explain more or less how the things work here, right? We tried the best, but we didn't have enough time. She couldn't even see like one day of us handling the things. And we already had to travel to the airport to fly, basically. So we could not, share everything we wanted.
Was not the perfect intro. And she also had a few meetings in between. So our flight was midday. We need 2 hours to go to the airport. Yeah.
Living in the countryside, tiny house, it's tricky. You need to have better organization, and it's more painful. It's way more painful. Just to get to the airport, it's 2 hours by car. So you need to find a way. You need to find something to do with your car when you get there. You either pay super expensive rates at the airport for parking it, or you park somewhere else that can get towed as already happened with us.
The last trip.
Yeah, the last trip our car got towed, so we had, instead of paying 200 euros for the parking spot, we paid almost 400 for the tolls. We parked the car, painful, we took the flight.
We arrived Singapore. 1 day later, we got a phone call.
Yeah, my friend was already freaking out. She could not properly sleep. The dogs were making noise. There's also another thing, right? So the dogs were sleeping at the shower area, but they make a lot of noise. And by having like a tiny house made out of wood, anything they do there, we hear upstairs, and it's not so easy. She didn't have the processes of how to handle the things, right? And she was also checking on the dogs every time they would make a noise. So like not letting them sleep, basically.
And also not letting herself sleep.
Not letting herself sleep. So it was a bit of a nightmare for her this first day. And she already called the first day freaking out. And it was a bit of a pain because now we had to figure out what to do with like 6-7 hour time difference and everything from there.
We called all the friends we had, and also, which is already difficult, right? Because we're not in Berlin. We don't have all the people we know. We don't have so many friends here. Then there are some friends who have dogs, which would not be an option because the puppies were not vaccinated at that point. Then other friends have babies, so it's also not an option, or just apartment also doesn't work. And luckily, one of our friends, he just moved from his apartment to his new house with a massive garage. And he's like, yeah, no worries, guys. You can drop everyone, including our friend and her friend, to the house. It was so good to know that we had the backup.
Yeah, it was really good.
But actually, our friend got calm after the phone call with you, and she stayed a few more days with the dogs.
Yeah, because when she called me, she was like freaking out, and I told her more or less what to do, like the pee breaks, the food breaks, what to do, like not checking on the dogs all the time. They make some noise in the toilet, right? And the dog managed to sleep, and she managed to sleep as well for like a night. And it was fine until there was like a crazy storm here in Portugal. Previous week we were just between wildfires in Portugal. It was like a nightmare, just fire left, right, center. And right after that, there was this storm. The river was floating. They could barely leave the property. And
Electricity went off.
Electricity went down. So it was crazy, right? It was really not for her to be here this this period. And yeah, long story short, they ended up driving all the way to my friend's place, dropped them there, slept there. What did I
Yeah,
forget?
but to say, we were already a bit unsure if we managed to leave because the water went already on the way, like which you need to go to exit the land. And then he was calling like Senor Ricardo, the guy who had sort of everything, and he was already ready with his tractor in case they got stuck.
Yeah,
But luckily
take
it
them
was
out.
not necessary. But just
True.
to show like how bad it was. It was
Yeah.
really bad. Also our construction, the roof got
Oh, yeah.
destroyed.
True. The winds were so strong that destroyed the whole insulation panels and the metal thing they put on top. So they had to be rebuilt the following week.
But yeah, our friend managed to leave. They all arrived in Braga. The puppies could stay there. Bonnie could stay there. Our friends, including her friend, could stay there. They booked the flight next day back to Germany.
Came here for all of this pain, stayed for like 2-3 days, got back to Germany. Great vacation.
Yeah.
Relax. But well, we couldn't know.
We
Nobody
couldn't
would
know. Nobody knew, and very sorry. But yeah, dog stayed with Bruno, was all good. I have a few little additions to our video. When the dogs were staying with Bruno, it was super nice. First of all, he has 2 little daughters, twins, and they really want to have a dog. So for them, it was a great experience to figure out how it is to have a dog. Conclusion of the parents, they don't want to have a dog. It's too much work. But for us, it was great because we knew, first of all, they take care very well of the dogs. The dogs have a lot of space. And also they put a little baby phone in the garage where the dogs were staying. So Daniel and me could check anytime on the dogs. And it was super nice. We were sitting in Thailand and Daniel was like logging in on his phone to see the dogs. He could even talk to them. It was really cute. Like Bonnie was like, what? Where's the sound coming from? Yeah, it was nice. Hey Daniel, what are you doing?
Checking Bonnie.
Deita.
Second edition, when we came back, Bonnie was obviously so happy to see us. Like she was coming out, greeting us with little kisses, and also little Mulan. Here. She was also happy. I think she was just happy because Bonnie was happy. I don't think that she understood who we are. We only took Mulan home. Duke already went to Jill and his dad, Lord. So he was spending time with them, or already went there. In the end, it was also good because the puppies were already quite big. They didn't drink any more milk, like 8 weeks old. And yeah, just more space in the tiny house, especially now with the rainy season. Less dogs, the easier it is. We also organized that Jill, the owner of Lord, which is the dad of the puppies, took the days in between. He went with the puppies to the vet. They got the first round of vaccination. Everybody happy, healthy. Also Bonnie, even though she lost a lot of fur, she got some supplements.
Yeah, Bonnie's not in her greatest shape.
She was pretty
Yeah, she's missing a lot of spots, but I think she's getting better.
She's getting better, yeah. It's something. It also helps that the puppies don't drink anymore, I think.
Yeah, she won't let them in.
But well, so we could enjoy the rest of our vacation, another half a week. One and a half weeks. Yeah, another week. And everything was fine. And now it was easy because we could just take a boat, drive to Braga, and then from there our Jeep. And when we took back Bonnie and the puppy, we only took back Mulan, so the girl, and the boy was already staying with Jill. Oh, she's so naked. So it was also easier for us because we only have one dog and the puppy now. And I don't know if you can hear it. They're already kind a lot of work because Mulan is going crazy, fighting, playing 24/7. And Bonnie is just busy and teaching her how to behave.
But Bonnie is playing a lot more, right, lately. I think
Yeah.
it's also nice.
But yeah, this was our experience. What did we learn next time we travel? Luckily, not as many dogs as before. Then we need better preparation. So if you're living rural area, you need to really brief your friends. If you find friends who are willing to take care of tiny house and dogs, brief them. All the things which are natural for us are not natural for other people who are not living here. And I think this was also an issue from our side that we didn't see what could be a challenge, because things which are not a challenge for us anymore were a challenge for our friends. So it was not a great experience for her, but we're so grateful for our friends we have and that they took care of everything.
Yeah, that's all good now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's stressful. This countryside stuff, traveling, it's definitely not the best.
Yeah, that's the experience we had.
No more traveling this year. Bye bye.